currently experiencing a blackout. I'm not able to turn on my video. It's dark here.
No problem. You can go ahead. Banjo, you can go ahead, man.
Hello, can you?
Yeah, you're fainting out a little bit, but
What about now? What
yeah, you're
about
good.
now?
You're good. You can go ahead.
My like I said, there's a blackout here and my devices are low. So, how are you doing? Nice to meet you, bro.
You too, man.
Nice to be on the call too. To everyone listening, my name is Banjo Oluwasegun, and I like to be called the Moon Maverick. And I've been in the crypto space for about 3 years now, and also I've been in the NFT space for about a year. And one of the NFT projects, Billionaire Club, I was privileged to link up with my mentor now on the IM Academy, which is a Max. Max mentor has been able to guide me through the whole process of crypto. I've been able to learn, even my whole 3 years of experience, I've not been exposed to so much knowledge that I've gotten from Max the past few weeks, and it has been awesome. I've been able to sign about three people now. I'm working on my third one. I'm trying to level up too. And the whole academy, the community is amazing. The knowledge is so vast. I'm still learning. There's so much to learn, and I'm actually impressed. And I'm glad I made that decision to be in this space, and finally get to meet you too, and we have a lot of things to do together, We have a lot to do. We are going to connect Canada and Nigeria together, Put, put my platform, put yours, put our communities together and try to make magic. That's the goal.
Amen.
Thank you for inviting me to this call, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, no, thanks for sharing your little testimony and all that, Maverick. And yeah, so as Maverick said, we're an educational platform where we're really trying to impact the world. So a little bit about me. My name's TJ. I'm out of Canada. You can actually see like my little jacket. I actually wore it on purpose today. But here's the best part about this, right? Is that you don't need to, you can be from anywhere in the world, right? Nigeria, Canada, Asia, we have teams all over the world. And this is a part, like, we just want to impact lives, right? It doesn't matter where you are, who you are, where you've been, right? I've met some of my closest friends, through this platform, and we're just a community. We help each other out. And, some of the team members are on this call and they can attest to this. We reach out to each other every day. We encourage each other, and we train together, we trade together, and everything else in between, right? So, it's a family environment. And, when you get this training, you're also getting a second family, a new community of people that you may or may not have known before, right? Like, I didn't know anybody before from Nigeria, and now Nigeria is exploding, right? All over the world is exploding, for that matter. But Nigeria is one of the #1 countries that have just seen massive, massive momentum, and you just heard it from Moon Maverick himself, right? And so if he could do it, and some of the other leaders on here like Sola, Toby, and everyone, Bolaji, all up and coming leaders, and if they can do it, so can you. It's just a matter of mindset. And that's the best part about our platform too, is like, not only do you get to learn how to trade, you also get to learn how to invest and all these other things too. But my favorite is the personal development aspect, because it is super, super important to be in the right mindset before you trade. So we have actually some of the best personal development coaches, Bob Proctor and Alex Morton. So I encourage you guys to Google them, during this call. And one thing I wanted you guys to really, think about during this call is two things. Number one, how many people do you know would want to make some extra income by using their smartphone? If this thing's not making you money, it's not a smartphone. Just being very honest with you, right? Or your laptop, right? So here's the thing, right? Think about that. how many people do you know that would want to learn this? Number one. Number two, how much do you want to earn extra, right? On top of your job, on top of your jobs, maybe some of you have a couple jobs, and that's okay, right? But let me ask you, how much in Naira would people want that would really mean a lot to them? Okay. So just write that down on a piece of paper, take some notes, so that we can get back to the person who got you on this call. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. Write down any information that you may have, and we'll be glad to answer your questions at the end of the call. Okay. So here we go. So the first thing I want to show you guys is the four-way cash flow. Okay. Let me see here. All right, it's just loading here. Okay, so the four-way cash flow, what is this? So what it's telling us is 95% of the world only make up 5% of the world's wealth. That's crazy to think about, right? So 60% of us work for someone, right? Whether it's at the grocery store, a bank, whatever it is. So, if we don't show up for work, we're not getting paid, or we have to use our vacation time, our sick time, stuff like that, right? We don't get to depict our schedule. If someone says, hey, you have to work nights, you got to work nights, right? 35% of people work for themselves, right? Those are your plumbers, your carpenters, all that kind of stuff. So they might have the money, but not necessarily the time, right? Like my fiance, she works for someone that works 20 hours a day, right? So he only has 4 hours in a day to really spend time with his family and all that kind of stuff, right? Where we want to get you is on the 5% side of things, right? Where you make up 95% of the world's wealth. How are we going to do this, right? We get you in a business owner mindset, right? Setting up a system in place where you always have money coming in, right? On our platform alone, there's at least 7 streams, probably all the way up to 15 streams of income, right? You give yourself a promotion, you're making money in your sleep, making money walking your dog. It's crazy, to be honest with you. And then with those profits, right? Now you can invest that into crypto, into stocks, into NFTs. NFTs is huge. If you Google it, right? Like Samsung's getting into it, Facebook is getting into the metaverse, right? And we have educators that are going to teach you on the metaverse, on NFTs, on crypto, on Forex, whatever you want, you have it all in the tips of your fingers. Okay. Then where I want to take you is what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about I Am Mastery Academy, where we want to help equip digital entrepreneurs for the 21st century, right? So we have many, many different academies, right? We have Forex. So anytime you travel, so say I travel from here to Nigeria, I have to exchange my Canadian dollar for the Naira, right? Right then and there, you've actually physically participated in Forex, but then you're losing money to the bank fees, the currency exchange fees, all that kind of stuff, because the market's constantly moving, right? So where we want to help you is to collect as many points during those moves, whether it's up or down, right? Because in stocks, you're only making money when it goes up. Here, you can make money both ways. And the best part, it's a 24-hour market. So you could do it before, during, or after work. It's entirely up to you, right? HFX is a little faster paced trading. So for those of you who are already in the academy, you'll know about this, where it's, 1 to 15-minute trading, maybe a little more, but you're in and out really, really quick, and you see your profits right away, and you can actually withdraw your profits within an hour. You don't have to wait for your next paycheck, right? Like for me personally, I'm a full-time social worker. So, on the side, right, I actually, have to wait a month for my paycheck. But if I found like, a new pair of skates or something, right, and I want to buy it tomorrow, I don't want to wait for another 2 weeks until the end of the month. I want to be able to withdraw and go get those skates or whatever it is you want to buy, right? And then DCX Academy is the crypto space. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and of course, the new up and coming tokens like Polygon and all that kind of stuff, which you're going to learn in the academy, right? And then there's also the e-commerce side of things. So for those of you who, maybe want to start a business or, have things that you think could sell really well in, today's world, everyone's buying online now, right? So that's a good way to start. We have educators there, and we have apps to help you really determine, how much to buy and sell things for on your site. And you'll get a notification on your phone where, hey, congratulations, Sola has just purchased a new t-shirt on your site, and boom, you've made your money, right? So these are just the 4 academies that I've telling you about. And so really what you're going to be learning in the academies, there's little short videos that give you the basics, right? I didn't know anything about Forex or crypto when I first started 2 years ago. And now, I'm constantly learning, right? Like that's the best part of the academy is like you're always constantly learning. You're not going to become a pro or a genius overnight. But if you put in the work, you're definitely going to get a lot out of this, right? And it's like school, right? Like if you want to get good marks, you got to put in the work, right? Unless, you get lucky. But really the whole point is to read the markets, right? And that's something you're going to learn from the educators, the videos and all that kind of stuff. And they're short 2 to 10 minute videos, take some notes, have a notebook, however you want to do it and whatever works for you. We'll help you out with that, right? So like I said, the market moves in 2 directions. So really the whole point is to collect as many points as possible, right? Think about this as like a video game. The more points you earn, the more money you make, right? And even on the smallest account, so the smallest account is $50, okay? Even on the smallest account, this trade alone that is called out by what we call the harmonic scanner. So that's artificial intelligence that scans the market for you. You would have made 125 points or what we call pips, right? So even on the smallest account, $50, you would have made $12.50 on this move that, this cheat code of artificial intelligence spits out to you. And I'm actually going to show you guys that in a second. Okay. Same idea here with the HFX, the 1 to 15 minute trading. You want to be in a trade that's about 70% or more. And you can see here a $10 thing paid out $7, right? And because if I'm risking $10, I want to make at least, 70% or more with that. Okay. And then same thing with the crypto. You want to collect as many points as possible. And we actually have apps on your phone, whether you have an Android or an Apple, where it's going to send you signals. So just stay signed in and literally an educator is sending you a signal. It's like, imagine being in school and your teacher sending you a text during your exam. Hey, here's the answer sheet. Good luck. And it's 85% accurate. So imagine if you won 85% of your trades. Just think about that for a second, okay? Or you had 85% overall in your GPA. You'd be on the honor roll getting scholarships, right? And then, like I showed you, the e-commerce, so the person would order, it goes to the manufacturer and right to the customer, okay? So everything's super simplified all in one site. There's a lot of people out there that, have courses that are a couple $1,000s, but they don't give you apps. They don't give you educators. They don't give you anything like that, right? So where we want to show you is like we have over 200 educators in, 20 different languages right now, guys, 20 different languages. So I'm actually going to show you guys that here by signing in. Okay, so what happens is when you get your account, right? You have your own username, your own password. No one's ever going to know that unless you share it, right? And we never take your money. So if anyone ever asks you for money, run, right? No one's ever going to ask you for money. And then the academy basically, you go step by step, 2 to 10 minute videos, right? Depending on which academy you choose, and you just click it. And then you go through, what is HFX, what is traded, all this kind of stuff, right? And after completion, you'll get a check mark. Okay. And then the Pip Talk is basically like Twitter of the academy, right? So anyone you follow, any apps you follow, again, it'll send you notifications of, Mike Sotero, the educator, is live, right? And that's basically it, right? And then the go live is my favorite part, is that, like I mentioned earlier, there's over 20 different languages. You can kind of see in this drop down: French, German, Greek, Hindi, so on and so forth, right? And there's actually some great educators that are from Nigeria, right? The top educator is actually from Nigeria. Hold on one second here. Yeah, so, Kenry Mo, actually Oladapo and Sean. So 3 of the top educators are from your country. One of our top leaders, David Imonite, if you Google him, he's one of the top leaders also from Lagos. So, what would happen is you would go down to your specific channel, whichever academy you choose, and you would click on it, right? And so what happens here is, all these educators, they're all in the Eastern time zone. So depending where you are in the world, in Nigeria, you would add 6 hours. So Millie Mills goes on Monday through Thursday, about 6 p.m. Nigerian time. And she usually goes on for anywhere from half an hour to an hour and a bit. And, you can just take trades with her. She'll call it out. She'll type out, in the chat, what she's looking at. And, you just enter when she enters, right? And so basically that's like your teacher walking up at the front of the room and saying, hey guys, here's the answer, go for it, kind of thing, right? And if you miss a session, right, you can always go back, always, right? So there's pre-recorded sessions and favorite sessions, right? So that's something you can always go back to see, hey, what did Millie teach on today? What did Kenry teach on today? So that's the best part about the Academy, is there's always ongoing learning. And I always tell people, the more you put in, the more you're going to get out of it. Okay, so that's the go live section, right? And the person that got you on this call, they would help you, determine 2 or 3 educators to start, right? That fit your schedule. Everything will be tailored to you, okay? Because just because it works for Banjo or Sola doesn't mean it's going to work for me, right? Especially with the time difference as well, okay? So just keep in mind that that happens, right? And then you'll also be put in Telegram chats where you get notifications and about trainings and stuff like that. Because outside of the go live, there, there's leadership training, there's mentorship, all this kind of stuff as well, right? And then one of my favorite apps is the Swipecoin app. So basically what this is, I'm just going to click on this as an example, right? But again, it's like the educator sends you out a signal, and all you have to do is go to your app called MetaTrader 4 and find this idea, Bitcoin to the USD, and you would enter the red number here, 41521, as your stop loss, and then your take profits are all these green lines here, 42,000, 43,000, 44,000, right? And all you do is you enter a trade and press, in this case, a buy, because the green arrow is going up, right? And yesterday, right, I marked up a chart for the team, and basically, if you see here, right, I marked up this chart for people, and some people won $4 in a matter of an hour, right? Just based on a $50 account, okay? And that's the best part about this, is like you get all these tools to mark up these charts, and I'm actually going to show you, an example of that, okay? Second here, right? And just give me a second. Okay, here we go. So here's the example, right? So basically they tell you where to enter, okay? They tell you, okay, if it breaks and closes above this pink line here, right, then it's going for a buy, and it's made its move, right, all the way up here, right? And all I did yesterday, there's a toolbar on the side here, right? All I did for the team yesterday was I clicked here and I said long position, because for a long position, it's a buy, right? And all I did was kind of set it up like that, and then people would enter, right? And these tools you're going to learn from the educators and all that kind of stuff too, okay? But basically, as you become more skilled and educated, you'll be able to predict the same thing that the educators do. That's really the idea, right? Because imagine winning the trade on your own, right? How much better does that feel? Okay. Then the harmonic scanner is artificial intelligence that scans the market for you, right? And it gives you these blue indicators saying it's going to go up for a buy, and look what it did. It went up for a buy. And again, it's 85% accurate. And if you look on the side here, right, guys, so anything that's highlighted is the pair that you're looking at, right? And it's always constantly updating every 15 minutes, right? And then all you have to do again is, enter your stop loss, which is anything in red, right? Think about it like a stop sign. And then your goal is to hit all your blue numbers, right? And in this case, D is at the top, you're going for a sell. And again, this is something you're going to learn in the academy, okay? And then outside of the academy too, you're going to learn NFTs, right? There's educators on the DCX side of things where, you know, you're going to learn about different projects, which I'm going to show you in a second, right? But I want to show you guys something quickly. Okay. So let's just say you start with a bare minimum $50, right? You want to make 5% of your account a day, which is only $2.50. Okay. Then let's just use 28 days because February has 28 days, right? You reinvest 80% and you pay yourself 20%. Okay. I'm including weekends and we're starting today. I want to calculate that now to show you guys what that looks like. And this is what it looks like. So February 12th, right? You would make $149 and you would have paid yourself $24.92 along the way, right? That's about the average salary of a Nigerian, right? So imagine you keep growing this, right? Because here's the thing. I want to be very transparent. This is not something you're going to get rich overnight, okay? It takes time, it takes patience, it takes mindset, which is why it's so important to go through the academy, you know, and really use Bob Proctor and Alex Morton, which I'm going to show you here in a second, right here, right? Bob Proctor and Alex Morton have partnered with our academy for the mindset, because trading is 80% mindset, 20% skill. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that it's all about compounding your account. You know, tomorrow you start with 52, the next day you start with 54, and it just keeps going, right? You just make 5% of your account. And eventually, by the end of it, you're at $149. Okay. And then some of the other projects that you'll learn, you know, are things like NBA Top Shot or VV, right? VV is basically like comics and collectibles. And I'll actually show you my personal collection, right? Where, you know, one of the Spider-Mans that I have, which is secret rare. So that's the most rarest of them all. And, you know, I bought this for $6.99. Okay. I wanted to show you, you know, how much it's worth now. Okay. Just to kind of blow your minds a bit. The smallest one is worth $825. That's the lowest you can get. So I basically make $800 on that. But even if you got a common, you can at least make double of what you paid for. Okay. So then you can reinvest that into trading or vice versa, right? Like use your trading to put it into NFTs, right? And then another one that I'm in is called the Open Sea. Okay. And I have some horses that I own that basically, I'm just going to sign in here, that you can race and breed, right? So with that money, you can put that back into trading and vice versa. Let me show you some of my horses as it signs in here. And there's multiple ways to make income here too, right? Like there's games that pay you crypto. One of them called Axie Affinity, which I'll show you in a second, but you guys can see my horses coming up here, right? So all I do is race them and breed them and make money every single week. Okay. So this is a project that I learned called Zed Run in the platform, right? And then finally, you know, there's play to earn crypto as well called Axie Affinity. So basically what that is it's almost like Angry Birds and, you know, Street Fighter mixed together, right? And that's basically it, right? And so really there's 7 streams of income here, right? Building a crypto portfolio, right? Starting rewards, staking rewards, okay? There's play to earn, NFTs, and all this other stuff too, right? And I even have you know, residual income that comes in every Friday, right? Because I'm helping other people. So the company's like, thank you, TJ, for, you know, helping other people, right? So then with that residual income, you know, that's why I've been able to buy these horses. That's why I've been able to get this ledger here, right? This is a crypto wallet. And one of the educators, Mike Sotero, which is one of my really good friends and mentors and crypto educator, actually, he told me about this. Now, every single week, there's an airdrop or 2, right? It's free crypto. And that's something you're going to learn from the platform, right? So, you know, people ask me, okay, you know, that's great. You know, now what? Okay. And I'm actually going to show you the rest, right? So, you know, like I said, these educators, over 200 of them, and it's always on your own time. Okay. So you can connect and you can even talk to them during their session. Okay. So learning on your own time. And there's all these apps that are going to help you. I already showed you the Harmonic Scanner, which is artificial intelligence that scans the market for you, does all the work for you, 80 to 85% accurate, right? And there's all these other apps, depending on which academy you choose, that are going to help you along the way, okay? And then there's also apps so that you're never missing a moment to make profits, right? Like you could be out at groceries, walking your dog, even sleeping, right? Imagine making money in your sleep, right? I don't think your companies pay you for sleeping. In fact, you're probably going to get fired, right? So that's the best part about this is like, it's always on your own time, always extra money, right? And if you plug in, I promise you, you're going to see results for sure, right? Like I've seen people quitting their jobs, right? And making 10x what they would have made at their jobs, right? So that's really the goal, is just to help you guys make some extra money, okay? And so the next question I get is like, how can I start? Is it $1,000, like you said? Because there are courses out there that could charge you thousands and thousands of dollars for a weekend course, and then you get nothing, right? You just go home, here, have your brochure, and that's it. No apps, no education, nothing, right? So, here's the thing, right? ECX is actually now only $234, okay? So, and then it's $174 a month for ECX, right? For those people who are like, man, I want to learn all 3 academies at once, it's $324 to start and $274 monthly. You're like, okay, that's fine, right? Because you can't look at it as how much this is going to cost me, but rather how much this is going to make you, right? Because if you look at it the wrong way, then you're just going to be stuck where you are, right? Because if you want to change something, you got to make a change, right? And then the next thing is if you just want to do it singularly, it's $234 monthly, or sorry, $234 to start and $175 monthly. But right now there's actually a promotion where it's $185 and $175 monthly, right? And then there's going to be some winners after this call that are going to be able to get this with, a little bit of a scholarship, we'll call it, okay? But here's the best part. You're like, man, I don't want to pay $175 every single month. That's a lot of money. I want to keep my profits, of course, right? That's what we call the 2 and free scholarship. So, you go find someone, whether it's people you know or don't know, right? And, imagine your telephone company, right? Saying, hey, go refer 2 people, bring them onto our telephone company, and you don't pay your next month's tuition. How cool would that be, right? Or your landlord or whoever, right? Because Uber and Airbnb already do this, right? A lot of companies do this, and a lot of companies only give you a one-time referral, right? For example, my friend Carla, who's a real estate agent, gave me a $500 referral for referring someone, but it was only one time, right? Sure, it was a lot of money at the time, but it was only one time, right? So imagine if you were like, man, I know 2 more people. I know like 50 people, right? Great. Then the company's like, hey, we got a plan for you. You're now an independent business owner, okay? Where, you have business write-offs. Like for myself, stuff like travel, rent, internet, phones, all this kind of stuff written off. It's going to be different from country to country, state to state. So, ask an accountant, but for the most countries, those things that I just mentioned are business write-offs. So there's an extra bonus right there, right? And then, 3 people is already 150 USD a month. You get paid weekly, 37.50. Depending on how you get paid, it's sometimes bi-weekly, but you'll get 75 bi-weekly, right? Just for helping 3 people that you love, care, trust, and respect, right? Then if you have 12 people, and here's the best part, right? You don't have to find the 12 people yourself, right? Mentors can add people to your team. People that have joined your team can add people to your team, right? It's all an accumulation. And here's the other best part is like, just because Sola starts after me doesn't mean that he can't outrank me. In fact, I've outranked half the team, right? It's all about mindset and it's all about work ethic. If you're willing to work, I guarantee you there's going to be multiple mentors, multiple educators that are going to help you, right? I've had private calls with the CEO of the company and Chairman 750, Jason Brown, and I've been invited to some retreats in Miami and Orlando and all that kind of stuff. And I actually wanted to show you guys quickly, about that. But, the rank that I'm at is Platinum 1000, where I've helped 30 people, where now I'm getting paid $250 every single Friday, USD, right? So keep that in mind. And then you can reinvest that money. That's the whole goal is, the company saying, hey, great job. great work. Now, here's some extra money for you to trade with, for you to do whatever with. And here's an example, right? This is Mike Sotero, a crypto educator that I met at the Orlando retreat. If I can do it, so can you, right? You know, and here's another one, you know, the IM Gala, right? Here's Max the Mentor right here at the gala with me, right? So if I can do it, so can you. And these trips are paid for, right? You know, getting to talk on a company-wide call, right? You guys can do it too. If I can do it, you guys can as well. And this is just an example of being at the retreat with private educators and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's not just about trading, right? It's also a community, okay? And that's the best part of this all, is like you're learning everything in one shot. And then of course, you know, you can give yourself races as often as you want, right? The next rank that I'm going for is Platinum 2000, and that's $500 every Friday, right? And here's the thing that I wanted to reiterate is that you don't, it's optional, but you're going to be so happy that it's going to come naturally to talk to people about this, right? It's just going to come naturally. So, you know, that being said, I'm now going to open it up to any questions that people might have.